The Early Years Foundation Stage Framework sets the standards for learning, development and care of children from birth to age 5 in England. It aims to ensure that all young children receive a strong foundation for future learning and development in a safe and supportive environment. Today we are going to be deep diving into one of the prime areas of the EYFS framework, communication and language development. Hi everyone, I'm Zoe from My Progression and this is part 2 of our series exploring the EYFS framework. In this video series, we will discuss all 7 areas of learning and development in the EYFS. If you haven't already watched our EYFS framework video, watch it before you continue by clicking on the link. Whilst you're there, why not like and subscribe to our channel and click on the bell so you never miss a new video. So, what is communication and language development? Communication and language development is a prime area in the EYFS, meaning that it's one of the most important building blocks for all the other areas. If communication and language skills are not established in early life, they are really difficult to achieve. Therefore, communication and language development should be key in all early years settings. Communication and language development focuses on encouraging high-quality interactions in young children. It develops their speaking, listening and understanding skills, including building their confidence when speaking out loud. Acquiring communication and language skills from an early age encourages children to express themselves, as well as listening to and understanding others. In this area, children are supported in using language to communicate, for example by engaging in conversations, telling stories and following instructions. As children grow, their speech develops from babble to words to simple sentences. This happens through hundreds of hours of interactions with adults. Once babies begin to understand words, their vocabulary increases quickly. Typically, by age 1, children recognise about 50 words. By age 3, children recognise about 1,000 words. And by age 5, children recognise about 10,000 words. But this progression doesn't just happen. We must put in the work to create positive interactions and promote word learning. A key takeaway from this is the more words a child is exposed to, the wider their range of vocabulary. Regardless of their starting point, early years staff should aim to enrich vocabulary for all children, including those with additional needs and English as an additional language. So, why is it so important that children develop spoken language from an early age? The government highlight the importance of good interactions between adults and children, as research shows that these early experiences make a big difference to how well communication and language skills develop. From an early age, it is vital that children develop their speech, as these interactions form the foundations for language and cognitive development. Therefore, it is crucial that all young children have numerous high-quality conversations with adults and peers throughout their day, both in an EYFS setting and at home. A language-rich environment where children are exposed to a range of new vocabulary and communication opportunities allows them to listen to and understand new words in a range of contexts. Now we're going to look at early learning goals. At the end of the reception year, early years children are assessed against these early learning goals. These goals determine whether children have made the expected level of development in each area for learning and development. There are 2 aspects of the early learning goals for communication and language. The first aspect is listening, attention and understanding, and the second aspect is speaking. The government states that children at the expected level of development for listening, attention and understanding will listen attentively and respond to what they hear, with relevant questions, comments and actions when being read to and during whole class discussions and small group interactions. They'll also make comments about what they have heard and ask questions to clarify their understanding. And finally, they will also hold conversation when engaged in back and forth exchanges with their teacher and peers. Children at the expected level of development for speaking will participate in small group, class and one-to-one discussions, offering their own ideas using recently introduced vocabulary. They'll offer explanations for why things might happen, making use of recently introduced vocabulary from stories, non-fiction, rhymes and poems. And they'll also express their ideas and feelings about their experiences using sentences of past, present and future tenses and making use of conjunctions with modelling and support from their teacher. So, what does this look like in practice? Developing communication and language skills in children relies on positive interactions in a setting between adults and children. Some good interactions use words, body language, facial expressions, actions, and songs. It is important to mention that children who are non-verbal will need objects, pictures, and other visual cues to interact with adults. Examples of this could be showing a picture of a coat to indicate outdoor play, or a paintbrush to show it's time for art. As an early years educator, your responsibility is to ensure the curriculum is well planned to include opportunities for these positive interactions. Any successful activities that you have should be shared with parents and carers to use at home to support their children in their communication. Like all other areas of the curriculum, the EYFS should be adapted to support pupils with SEND so that they are still able to achieve well. Considering reading then. Reading should be a priority across every stage of a child's education, but it is especially important within the early years to support this communication development. Reading to children frequently and actively involving them in a wide variety of texts, such as stories, non-fiction, rhymes and poems, helps lay the foundation for their success. By providing ample opportunities for children to practice and incorporate new vocabulary in diverse contexts, they will grow their language skills and their understanding. Through engaging in conversations, storytelling and role play, where children share ideas with guidance and modelling from their teacher, they'll gain confidence in using a wide range of vocabulary and language structures. Planning and asking purposeful questions will further encourage children to expand on and explain their thoughts, enabling richer and more effective communication. So, how can you promote a communication supportive environment? There are a range of different aspects that can promote a communication supportive environment in which children are given the opportunity to practice their communication, speech and language skills throughout the day. Speech and Language UK advise that the physical environment, strategies that adults use and the opportunities children have to practice communicating all have a big part to play. Firstly, let's consider the physical environment. It's important that children have access to different spaces, whether it's a quiet, cosy space for thinking and talking together, or a purpose-built play area where pupils engage in role play, creative play, or outdoor play. As well as this, using pictures and words to label resources helps children recognise and begin to name these quicker, as well as using visual timetables so children are aware of the structure of their day and begin to grow in independence. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, adult communication will influence how a child develops their speech and language skills. Adults can use a range of strategies to promote positive communication, such as engaging in conversations with children, allowing them to take the lead, and building on what they say. It is important that the adult models words and sentences that match the child's current level to allow them to learn and grow, using pauses to support the child's understanding. Finally, considering opportunities for children to practice their communication skills, they should be provided with a range of resources that can be used independently or facilitated by adults. For example, using props and puppets linked to the story you're currently reading will allow children to empathise with characters, act out events, and embed words and phrases from the book into their own spoken language. Other activities could include planned talking activities in circle time, small group tasks that involve communication, and structured role-play activities facilitated by an adult. For more information on best practice for communication, speech and language, in the description below there is a link to Better Communication Research Programme. It was published by the Department for Education. Why don't you take a read? Okay, bringing it all together then. So overall, developing communication and language skills is a vital part of the early years foundation stage, as it underpins a child's ability to express themselves, understand others, and engage meaningfully with the world around them. It is important that these communication and language skills are developed at an early age, as these act as building blocks for children to achieve in other areas of the EYFS. By adopting strong listening, speaking and conversational skills, children build the foundation for successful learning, building positive relationships and developing their emotional understanding. In an early years setting, it is vital that staff encourage rich interactions, expose children to a wide range of vocabulary and promote self-expression to prepare children for future academic and social success. I've been Zoe from My Progression, and let's keep your career in motion.